type thing. We should be charging you more money. And then, you know what I mean? They got kind of out of their own lane for a little while. I mean, not most. As a matter of fact, it's not even close to most. But a lot of people in this country view fast food as travel food. If we're on the highway between here and there, we're going to Grandma's in Tennessee, we'll stop and we'll get a burger on the way, right? Now, a lot of us use it as our daily restaurants, and that's why waistlines are getting as big as they have. And like, I think it was 69% of people were considered to be overweight and or obese. You make it just obese. I think we found out last week that number was around 31%. But according to McDonald's, what they're looking to do is roll out a $5 meal. You will get 4 items in this meal. It would be a McChicken or a McDouble. That's their double cheeseburger. A 4-piece chicken nuggets, fries. You could maybe make the argument, why do you need the nuggets and the McDouble? Like, that's one of the most American things I've heard. But the problem is, if they just give you the nuggets, the fries, and the drink, now all of a sudden, that doesn't sound like a $5 deal, does it? I don't know why, but that doesn't sound like a good deal for $5. It probably is, but it doesn't sound like one. But if you get both, and a fry, and a drink, do we give kids a McDouble and chicken nuggets? I bet we do. I bet we probably do. That seems a little crazy. Apparently, what McDonald's is noticing is that you're eating out less often than you were before. You're not ordering with them as much as you were. That's interesting. And I bet concerning for them, because they've made it more convenient. It just comes to your door now, right? That's another reason why people are upset about the pricing now, is those apps have found a way to make McDonald's $33 by the time it comes to your door. I don't understand how they do that with a 99-cent delivery fee, but somehow a $7 item, 99-cent delivery fee now is $33. It's like toilet paper math they're using in those things. I have no idea what the hell's going on with that stuff. It's kind of crazy. I honestly think the McDouble is one of the best things McDonald's has. Their double cheeseburger, for me, okay, not that we have to figure it out, but breakfast, I think McDonald's knocks it out of the park with the sausage McMuffin with it. I think that is, honestly, I don't even think breakfast item. I think it might be the best fast food item on a menu anywhere all day, every day. It is amazing. I love that. If I was going to go to McDonald's for lunch, and God knows I will occasionally, I like the Big Mac because I like the sauce, but the McDouble, I think, is their best quick sandwich item thing. Put it in the bag. I can eat it behind the wheel of the car. Got the fries. I'm good to go. I'll take the McDouble there. Now, what a lot of places would do with this $5 deal is, they're giving you the fries and the drink. What a lot of other places would do is give you the ice cream of the sundae, but it's McDonald's, so we all know ice cream machine's broken. 9 a.m. this morning, I'll get you that first $1,000 Rock the Bank keyword. And money's important, man. As we're all talking about the prices of everything every day. Matter of fact, that's what we were talking about on the show last. McDonald's is looking to get back to a $5 price point, and I think it would be a good move if they could do it. That's kind of their lane. That's that quick service lane. It's inexpensive, right? And they started to get a little too pricey. Now, I get it, right? Price of everything is going up. The price of their labor has gone up. And so they're going to look to offset some of that. I get it. I totally understand. But you may be pricing yourself out of an industry. Like I said, Chili's is running that ad that says you could get that drive-through burger for this price, or you could come in here. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about with that ad, because I actually thought it was really smart on Chili's part, but the one thing I didn't mention in that is what? You got to go in there. It's a time-consuming thing. There's a radio versus podcast thing, or a TV versus podcast argument. Why audio is at an all-time high right now is that you can take it with you. You can download my pod later while you're cutting the grass, do whatever. You can take the radio with you. Listen live on iHeartRadio. When you go to watch television, you're on that couch, locked in right here. You kind of, right? And there's a Chili's versus quick service restaurant kind of argument in that, where it's like, well, It's not just the money. It's, do I want to walk into the restaurant? Do I want to have my kids sitting at this table flinging things across the restaurant? Or do I want that, right? Like there's a whole nother argument there. But if McDonald's could do it, and by McDonald's, I mean all of them, if you could find a way to get yourself back to a lower price point, is it going to help more people order food from you? Yes. Price wins always. I'll tell clients that a lot. One of my jobs is to sit with a client and go, okay, so you've been running this promotion. What about this? What about that? Let's change this script from this to that. I like this verbiage. I get why you care, but dude, the audience doesn't care. If we change it to this, or dude, highlight this. This is what they care about, right? And then that's part of my job, is to help a person who knows how to run their business, but doesn't know how to run it on the radio. That's my job, right? And so a lot of times what I'll tell them is price wins always. So like if you can sell the fact that the price is great, get that in the front of the ad. Like, I mean, at the front of the ad. And like, that's where that goes. And I think McDonald's would be smart to do this. So the $5 meal, what they're looking for is you would get 4 items. You would have your choice between a McChicken or a McDouble sandwich, the double cheeseburger. That's honestly, I think one of my favorite things there. I don't think the McChicken for me is as good as it once was, still very good, but that's what would have me ordering the McDouble. But you get your choice there, McChicken or McDouble, a 4-piece chicken nuggets, fries, and a drink. Now, I said, man, the McChicken, McDouble, and the nuggets? I mean, I'll do it. I have done it. I will put the nuggets on the McDouble. I will do stuff like that. But that's why I struggle with my weight. I say it all the time, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm a little up right now. Been up for about a month and a half now. And so, but decisions like that is why. But again, if it was just the McChicken, fries, and a drink, $5, you'd be like, it's about $1 too much, right? I feel like the 99-cent burger chicken sandwich thing kind of proves another thing I'm always talking about, which is you think what you do should pay a lot of money. So do I. About what you do and what I do. I think they should both pay a lot of money. The problem with that is, in order to do that, everything I buy is going to have to pay a lot of money. And that part I don't like. And you don't like that part either, right? I've said this before. I bring you in here. I interview you for a half hour. I go to the phone and say, what's this worth? You would be livid when you found out what people thought it was worth. Now, it may even be a little bit more than what they think it's worth, by the way, because you're sitting in here, they would know your name, they would know a little bit about your story. All right, let's make sure Billy can afford, braces for the kid. If you were nameless and I just told people this is what this guy does and this is how much he charges, you'd be like, that's astronomical, crazy. I'm getting a second opinion. I'm calling somebody else. That's what we all think. We all think we should make $200,000 a year. Right? I've told you this before. That's their genius. Perception. Same money for Dave Grohl to sit there in a ripped t-shirt, look at his shoes all night. The value. Perception of value per dollar. Welcome to business. That's kind of how that works. I've given Vince McMahon a similar amount. Yes, the man's done some awful things, but I've given Vince McMahon the same value, keep their mind off of what they spent. That's essentially what they're trying to do. It's what every business is trying to do. Get you to spend the money without realizing it. It's why Vegas has you bet with chips, not cash. You start thinking it. You can bet with cash to start, and then all of a sudden they color you up. Because if you start throwing those $100 bills on the table, you're going to look at them as $100 bills. These are just chips. This is play money. Oh yeah, by the way, what time is it? Who knows? There's no clocks in here. Yeah, pump the oxygen full in here, make you stay awake. Keep betting, keep gambling. These restaurants are going to start to figure out, how do we get more food in the bag for this dollar? We have got to get back to who we were. And like I said, too many of these places were, and by the way, this was part of our fault on why they changed. It was supposed to be one of these things that we did occasionally. But we wanted to be able to do it every day. You need better options. And so they had to up 5-star restaurants. That's on us. We knew this is what they are. Their cheeseburgers we started to demand that they pretend to be something else so we could feel better about ourselves as we were waiting in line and sell you the cheeseburgers. Now, a few of you just don't like the food now. As Brian says, they need to stop cooking their burgers in the onions. That's why I stopped eating. I actually like that flavoring in the burger patty, but I missed like the they used to be really good with the onion on the burger itself back in the day, and they don't necessarily. I don't have that in my mind now when I eat there like I used to. Brock says what they really need to work on is service. Here's the thing. I don't think this is a McDonald's issue. I think this is this industry issue right now. Plenty of things did not come out of the pandemic well. Fast food is one of them. It just did not come out of like service and treating the customer with respect. That's kind of, honestly, since the pandemic, it's been kind of bad. Like it's been kind of bad. People ask all the time, how can Chick-fil-A be who they are? How can they donate money to these causes? How can they do this? You know why? Because the food is really good. And they treat you really well when you get there. They do. And that's why nobody cares. It's big and chicken. It's why nobody cares. Because people don't really care about those issues. They just pretend they do so they can look like good people online. At the end of the day, they just want something decent to eat and they want somebody to be nice to them when they get it. Chick-fil-A absolutely knocks that completely out of the park. And that's why no matter what they donate to, no matter what they stand for, no matter the fact that they're closed on Sundays, hangover day, no matter all of that stuff, dude, they just keep thriving. And that's why food is good, service is even better. Welcome back to the Stansbury Show. Talk to Scott from waitingfornextyear.com. We'll do that at 8 as the Cavs lose Saturday night 106-93. Playing the Celtics again tonight. Donovan Mitchell listed as questionable as of right now. We'll talk to Scott about all that coming up at 8. So yesterday was Mother's Day, and this is like kind of 2 for 1 for me. My mother's birthday is actually today. Suzanne's birthday is. Happy birthday, Mom. I did talk to her yesterday. I will obviously call her again today. And so yesterday was Mother's Day, and I have said for many, many years, I had once upon a time treated my mother horribly on the air. It went from like, she couldn't cook a little, and she couldn't, to like she was the worst woman alive. I don't know how that happened, but like I got a little carried away. And it's one of the regrets I have of my life and career is that I spent too many times, for easy entertainment, like blasting my mother. I had great parents. They weren't perfect, obviously, as a neighbor, found their way into places they should not have been. But I had really good parents. And I'm thankful for it. There's nothing more obvious when you're an adult than dealing with another adult that they had terrible parents. It's obvious. It's like, how do you not know how to do this? Is basic. What do you mean you don't know how to do? Oh, that's right. You were raised by morons, right? And it's kind of one of those as would be a good idea, and it was, to put a list together of some of the worst television and movie moms of all time, right? Because we normally talk about great things or the top 10 this or this. So these are some bad moms. They start with Ermine Young, who you probably don't remember. But when I say Johnny Depp was in a movie called Blow, you're like, oh yeah, that lady, right? Their argument is that she called the cops on her own son. Okay. For me, if we're going to talk about bad television, bad movie moms, it's going to be about were you awful when the kids were little, not when they were grown up. George is an adult at this point. Decisions, and he brought those bad decisions back to her house. At some point, what did we say in recovery? You got to bring the bottom to them. And she was looking to bring the bottom to him. It's not what I want my mother to do, right? I wouldn't want my mother to get my back. She wouldn't, but I would want my mother to do that. But I don't think we can call her a bad mom ratting on her adult son there, right? This was my mother growing up. If a girl called my house, because we didn't have cell phones back then, my mom would say, he's dating Emily, right? And then hand me the phone. Like, my mom would not, she was keeping it for the sisterhood. Like, she was not about to let, David and I run around on women. It happened, but she would rat us out constantly, like all the time, right? So my mom is definitely not telling, my mom